So, all right, so let's dive into this, man, because we're here today to talk about Dire Straits, not Steely Dan, everybody, not Steely Dan. That's my big mistake that I constantly keep confusing these two bands, Steely Dan with Dire Straits. When we did the Steely Dan episode with Jeff Cohen, who played Chunk. Yes. You know Jeff, right? Yeah, he played Chunk.
God, yes.
He's a lawyer. Yeah. He's my lawyer, and he played Chunk in the Goonies. Yeah, he was the fat kid from the Goonies.
Yes, I remember speaking with that guy many times. He was my lawyer. He did a fantastic deal. He worked it out with this record company. He went in there, went boom, and did the little whatever the Goonies kind of thing. I don't know what he would call it, but he went in there and did a great job. So anywho,
but he's a huge Steely Dan fan, and I kept confusing these two bands, thinking that a lot of the songs that are on this record were in upcoming Steely Dan records. So now that go ahead. I was going to say, now that I've listened to this record and now that I understand exactly who this band is, and we have a person on here that is a fan of Dire Straits. Right. Tell me the first time you heard Dire Straits.
Okay, I was that one song, and they've been to the good and everything. They were in downtown. It was the Kings of Sultan, right? And I heard this song. And back then there was no videos, right? Back when I think it's 76. Yeah, I was 76. I was 9 years old. On Mission Beach over there, and my dad took us to Mission Beach, and I remember hearing those songs. I was going, check out who are these guys? I didn't understand the song was so intricate. I really I look back at it when music videos came out. That's when they started. Everyone was jumping on that bandwagon of getting, when MTV came out. Yeah. Back then it ran from 4:00 in the afternoon to 10:00 at night, and that's when all these bands were coming out. And Dire Straits were already set with Money, the Stones, right? They came out with I Want My MTV came out in 85, the one with what's the one that's So Far Away From Me, that song.
That's on this record. Yeah.
And that song, when we did that song with Sting, I Want My MTV, right? I was doing major bongs at my friend Richard's house, right? It was like 85, and my parents go, hey, you guys want to go into his parents did, you want to go to Monrovia, California. So we listened to that jam all the way up there, that whole album. And my dad goes, you know what? Who are these guys? And I go, it's the Dire Straits. And we saw the video of it with MTV with Sting, and that song that shit was so good that I go, God damn! I even bought it on cassette tape back then, and just would jam it through my stereo that I bought at the Price Club.
Nice.
And Toshiba, and that thing just jammed out probably those songs and the other ones. But I look back at it and I see when they got Sting in it, I go, these guys are just, the intro to their music was fantastic. They knew how to do it. They put the bandanas with the really, really great band, I got to tell you. So I look back and I go, you know what, quality band. And are they still rolling? Are they still rolling around? Dire Straits.
Adam, can you find out? I think I read that they might have disbanded.
Right.
Adam, find that out. I will. I mean, so how old are you at this time when you first heard this record?
Okay, now look, I'm 50. I think I'm 52, but I read at third grade level right now. So okay. I was sophomore year back then. Kind of creepy, but at that year, that's when Richard Ramirez, that Night Stalker guy.
Yeah, the Night Stalker, dude. He's my favorite.
Yeah. I'm the Night Stalker. I'm Casey Kasem. And there's a Night Stalker.
We're doing the top 10 serial killer breakdown today on 92.3. Coming in at number 10 is Jeffrey Dahmer. He murdered and ate the penises of 6 of the guys he killed. Let's check out his greatest hits. And it's just it's just that woman in the courtroom like, I kill you. I kill you.
That's so hilarious. And who's the other? And he dressed up like a clown, and he put kids under his roof or under his fucking bed. Please welcome
John Wayne Gacy coming in at number 4.
Down to number 2 and down to number 5.
Yeah. John Wayne Gacy is back up to the number 1 spot, beating out Richard Ramirez because they found another body buried down the street 34 years later.
And here she is with that one chick got on the news. Okay, Mr. Ramirez, who has an AC/DC hat. We know that he wears sneakers. I go, AC/DC threw it off the bridge. His AC/DC hat, so he wouldn't get caught. Please, will you welcome? So that came out. Now we went there.
Wait, not to cut you off, but wait, are you from California?
No, I'm from Tucson, Arizona. All the way to go Philadelphia, Atlanta, LA, Northern California.
But so you didn't,
are warm, right?
So you didn't have to worry about Richard Ramirez.
Well, on our way to Monrovia, I go, wait, are we going to where the Night Stalker is? And I goes, yeah, my dad. I goes, yeah. I go, we're going towards California. And he goes, yeah, don't worry. Now check this out. We arrived there. I go, we just found out that he's running around. They said they caught him. Like a bunch of people were chasing him.
So they beat him up.
Right. And they go like this. So I go, all right. So did they catch him? Right. And they go, yes, they caught him, but they weren't giving out information. But his name is Richard Ramirez. Now the guy I'm with was Richard. I can't say his name, Romero. Right. So we get there, and back then I was selling martial art equipment. Right. Now the Dire Straits has been jamming. We're listening to that song, and what else are the songs we're listening to? It was that, and it was another jam we jammed out. Oh, it was Rats. Dude,
what are you talking about? Round and Round?
No, they just came out. Invasion of Your Privacy. That thing. So we were listening to both of those guys, right? And we get stoned to oh God, if my aunt finds out this, okay, she's gonna find out today.
She's not listening.
Yeah, she's not popping. No, later on, dude. Well, she goes, so we were in Monrovia, California. She goes, and I had the Dire Straits cassette. I swear to God, with that little guitar on there, that was the cover of it. And what was the name of the album? I got Dire Straits. Anybody? Adam?
For this record, the record with that album, it's Brothers in Arms, the one we're talking about today.
So my dad made me make duplicates on it on my Scott double cassette thing, right? So we're there and we're jamming out to, and it was the way it was recorded. I think it was done digitally. It was perfect on a cassette tape. It just blurred out great. And we're jamming out, and all of a sudden, my aunt goes, "We're gonna go out to dinner, and we're gonna be gone for like 6 or 7 hours. So if you guys are out and about, you go through the garage and you sneak in." So we're like, all right. And we're jamming out round and round. We're jamming. We put a compilation tape together. We're jamming out. And all of a sudden, we snuck in there. And all of a sudden, the cops start surrounding the house. So I go, hey, dude. I go, someone's getting busted, right? And next thing you know, I go into the bathroom. And I hear, I hear dogs go. I go, what the fuck's going on? He goes, dude, they're coming after us. And I walked out there. I put the stuff underneath the thing. And I walked out and I see my friend with a gun to him. He gets on his knees and they go, what's your name? It was Richard Romero. And they went, what? Like this to him? Get out, right? And I go, Richard. I walk out and go, Pablo, come out. I come out in a Bruce Lee tracksuit, a black one that I was selling martial art equipment.
Yeah, I know. I just imagine you holding like 4 like Chinese stars and some nunchucks, maybe some katanas.
I had the tonfas. I had the Rockberry badass, I used to say lead bars in each nunchaku. So I come out and they go, get down on the ground, right? I get down on the ground. Richard, and they had this gun that was a barrel like this, right? And I go, what? And it was weird because when we were leaving to go to the park to play soccer, there was a guy looking all creepy looking in a Pinto, smoking a cigar. I go, what's this guy doing? Well, that guy, I guess found out somehow he was hanging out in that neighborhood, comes in, busts down the doors, and the cops, they get us on the ground. I go, my parents are at a big dinner right now. They find out you pulled out guns. And I swear to God, there must have been 40 of them disappear. All right, you don't have to tell your parents. You don't got to say nothing. But can we go through your stuff and then pick up Chinese stars? This is illegal. This is illegal. I go, yeah, but I don't sell that. I just have it here in the house. So anyhow, they take off and my dad goes like this to me. We tell them what happened. And my dad goes, they don't believe it. I go, this place was surrounded by cops about 3 hours ago. So that's my story. And down to number 2, here's Richard Ramirez with Kill 'Em All by Metallica. But, right. But your Casey's better than mine. So there you go.
No, yours is fucking dope, dude.
Trying to get it down. How funny. Here is Jeffrey Dahmer. Awesome.
Coming in at number 10.
Coming in at number 10.
This is great to know that this record like hits you like right in high school, because I remember like the first thing that really sticks out to me about the first time I heard this record, which the first time I actually listened to the record was now, but the first time I heard of Dire Straits was the music video. The music video is so iconic. It's so, it's ahead of its time.
Right. right?
It's ahead of its time. I mean, they're using like computer animation.
That was the big thing.
Do you have it? Do you have it? Yeah, pull up the music video for a second. Let's take, because I also want to say that this came out in 1985 and this like blew people's minds. I mean,
I hear it. Hold it. Yeah. You take the Gatlin ball, move it.
All right.
Here you go.
This, I mean, kill it. You can turn it down while we watch it now. It's like, that is such horrible graphics. Like, I've seen stuff on like an Atari 6000 that actually had better graphics than that. I mean,
you really think? Well, yeah,
I mean, for 1985, like, that's blowing people's minds. Like, that's
like
just so crazy how we've evolved. And I mean, yes, it's been over 30 years. I understand that, Fleece Army. I understand that, you know, we get tech savvy. And even by like 5 years later, I mean, you know, they're making shit that's even more high tech. But I mean, how did you feel seeing that in 1985? Like, what were your first thoughts? Do you remember?
Well, okay, when I first saw it, okay, I couldn't believe that first. I go, is this Sting talking about I want my MTV? How are they integrating MTV with these guys? I didn't know that MTV was getting big. Everyone was like getting on that bandwagon. Stones and all them were making videos, right? And you look at these guys, that Dire Straits guys. I'm going, okay, so I see the bandanas. I go, okay, these guys kind of look back then like, you know, they've been on tour a lot. I didn't think, but what they're talking, you know, look at them yo-yos. That's the way they do it. They play their music on the MTV. Oh, look at that. And he saw faggot. That's the way you do it. I'm going, wait. He was hitting on the drums like a chimpanzee. Oh, that ain't working. That's the way you do it. I was like, what? And George Michael just came out with Wham, was just transitioning was leaving.
Wham and going Wham. He was going solo. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going solo. Back then, you see the guy jumping, they do like a spiff of him, and they show like the videos, and those two guys go like this. I go, wait, because back then, and when I tried to record it on I had Friday night videos back then, right? It was Friday night videos. It was a video place. I didn't have MTV back then, just Friday night videos. My parents didn't want to. They didn't want to
pay
too much expensive.
Money.
It doesn't. Yeah. You're only getting E-Entertainment and you're getting HBO, and that's it. I go, all right. So guess who sold us? Guess who sold my neighbor cable? You're not gonna believe this. Okay, we're in the front yard. I go, Dad, you're gonna get cable. I go, you know what? I'm gonna get it. I saved money. I bought a mongoose bike. I was an actor back then, so I was making a little bit of money coming in. I go, I'm gonna buy. Here comes the cable guy going up the street. Here he comes. We're all looking at him, right? He comes up to my parents' house. He goes, hello. My dad just getting out of his car. He goes, hello. How are we doing? I go, yeah. Out of all the people, my dad would usually go against that, but he goes, okay, what do you want? I go, Dad, it's a cable. He's like cable program. He's looking at the. I went, right. Right. He goes, no. My mom comes out and blows the whole. No, don't get it. So and so has it. What the fuck? The guy runs around the street, sells it to my friends. Guess who the dude is? Greg Kinnear.
No way.
Swear to God in my life. I go, that guy, I see him. Then I see him years later. Wait. So somehow he's selling door-to-door cable. And I meet him. We're at the station. He's doing this thing about a new movie. And I went, they go, Greg Kinnear. I had a hope. I went, he was selling cable, Cox cable. And he looked at me like this. I went, he was going door to door. Is he from Tucson? He goes, I am from Tucson, and I do sell Cox cable. I went, what a coincidence. We just meet. Yeah, and he was like looking at me like this. I was like going, you sold? He goes, I sold Cox cable. I go, yeah, what a weird coincidence. So I go, whoa, that guy is in my neighborhood from Tucson. I go, then I can make it like in a weird, strange way. Yeah. But I saw him on Talk Soup.
Years later. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, this guy looks familiar. He looks like somebody. And it was him. So I went.
So let it be known here, Fleece Army, that Greg Kinnear is a hustler. He is unstoppable. That dude, he'll sell you cable. He'll tell you about what's going on in pop culture.
That's right.
He's the man. He was in As Good as It Gets.
Okay. And then he was in with the one with there was another one. Wait. What was it called? It was with Jack Nicholson. Wait, hold on for a minute.
That's As Good as It Gets.
Yeah, As Good as It Gets. Okay, yeah. My friend was working on a movie with him.
Yeah.
And my friend goes, hey, guess who I'm working with this week? And my friend does craft service. We're doing craft service. And every single movie, he would tell me, Greg Kinnear's on this. You got to come check him out. And I didn't want to go to the after party, but we hung out. My friend goes, he's kind of a geek. I go, geek, dude. It's Jack Nicholson. Got nominated for an Emmy or Oscar. And that's,
I think he had an Oscar, yeah.
And they did some other great movies. And I think he just took his money and we're waiting around.
Greg Kinnear. I remember when I got cable for the first time. I remember we didn't have it. First, I remember when I was really young, we had Super TV. I don't know if you remember Super TV.
No, man.
That was like the predecessor to cable. We had it for just a moment, and then it wasn't until I was in 6th grade that I remember cable finally came to Germantown, Maryland. It came to my neighborhood, and I remember I begged my parents to let me stay home the day that it was being installed. And I remember the guy showing up. It was Cable TV Montgomery. That was the company, Cable TV Montgomery. And I remember the guy showed up, and I like watched him like hook it up and then drill the hole and then put the box in. And then he left. And then I immediately put on MTV and Comedy Central. And then I stayed home so many sick days that school year so I could watch Comedy Central. Whose Line Is It Anyway? They used to have premium.
Really?
You remember that? It was like premium blend and all the great. It was back when they used to show stand up on Comedy Central and back when they used to show music videos on MTV.
So this is okay. So I got it when I was 6. My neighbors got it, and I'll go over there and check it out. I got it when I was 17, 16. So how old were you when you got it?
6th grade. 12 or 13, maybe. I don't know.
What year? Like a 95.
Well, I'm only 15 years old right now.
Okay, you got I was figuring. I have
Benjamin Button disease. I am aging. Also, I've just did a lot of fentanyl, and that's what it looks. This is what a 15-year-old on fentanyl looks like. No, I think I was like 12 years old, and I remember. But I remember the first time I actually got to watch MTV, and you want to talk about? I remember this video being at my grandmother's house because she had cable, and I remember seeing this video, and like I said, being blown away by the graphics of Money for Nothing.
It's incredible how they did that. And I think how many other videos did they do after that? Was just that one? Because I never saw anything after that.
Well, I would assume that every hit off this record they did a music video for. Like, I mean, you might want to double check that, Adam, but I'm pretty sure. Here, let's find out. Let's find out a little bit about the background of this record. All right, so this is the fifth.
Highly costed a lot of money. It was like the biggest computer generated thing that just came out of nowhere. And they said Dire Straits, and it was recorded beautifully. I know that, and I saw it just on. If you go live, what's it called? With the one with what's his name, the guy from Queen. They go back and they show that Live Aid thing, right?
Yeah.
You go back a few bands back, like in that on that lineup, they show Dire Straits and they show Sting walk up and he starts singing "I Want My MTV." I went, wow. I go, wow, MTV is in a song. I didn't know they put MTV in a song. Didn't know how big it was.
Here, let me just, since we're already talking about it, before I get into the background of that, let me pull up what I've got about Money for Nothing. All right. So obviously this is, in my opinion, the most iconic song on the record. The three things that I noticed, which you've mentioned a couple of them, but I want to talk about. All right.
Sure.
So first, I had no idea that was Sting until the third listen on this go round. I was like, oh, I feel like that sounds like Sting. And then I checked and I was like, holy shit, it's Sting. So sings background vocals on this track, providing both the signature falsetto intro and the backing chorus of I Want My MTV, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, he did that kind of match Don't Stand So Close to Me, because it almost is the same kind of like phonetic, like
he was very popular with that kind of. The Police did. He wasn't solo at the time, Sting, was he?
In 85, no, they were still Police. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Police were still together. I'd check on that for me though, Adam. So Sting would go to Montserrat to windsurf, went to the studio for dinner, loved the song, and was invited to add something to it. He performed this song with them, like you said, at Live Aid in 1985. Think about this, man. He probably only recorded. Let me see if I can pull this up. I got it on the thing. Hold on, let me pull this up.
Yeah, pull it up. Man.
Peter, if this takes too long, you can cut down on some of this. Hold on, let me pull it up.
Okay.
Where is notable performances? No, give me 1 second because I saw something about this that I want to make sure.
But when what do you thought? What do you real quick? What do you think about the lyrics when you heard this thing?
We're gonna get to that. Well, we're gonna get to that. Hold on, give me 1 second. Let me stay with the Sting thing, and then
absolutely. Let me get a cigarette. Hold on.
Yeah, get a cigarette.
Let me get a cigarette here. All right. Let me go through this thing here.
Its appearance in falsetto. No, where did I pull this up? Hold on, is this it?
Oh, look at this.
Oh, it was under facts that I already got rid of that. Fuck.
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
All right. So, God damn it.
Yeah, but I will tell you this, man. When he put out that video, right? Okay, then Weird Al Yankovic came up, followed up with it with the Beverly Hillbillies, right?
Yeah, dude from UHF.
And yeah, UHF, great. Yeah, that's when Michael Richards and all those guys were kind of like discovered. On that, he's in that thing.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, great, good. Dude, the Rambo, it was really good shit. It was like the Kentucky Fried Chicken movie with sketches in it. That was a great concept. Watching it, and I remember he did the Beverly Hillbillies. I go, hey, this guy has the money to put out like that kind of that computer generation shit. Like,
yeah,
he did a good job of it. I think, and a lot of other people were using it too. I was working for a video game vendor as well, and they had Hubert and all these other ones trying to make it similar. But
how many jobs did you have? You're selling katanas. You're selling video game stuff.
Yeah, I was started in 8th grade I was in an acting troupe traveled, saving my money through the summers for that, and then got out of that, went right into video game vending with this guy, action vending up in Tucson, great dude, and then working on video games, and then started selling marijuana and martial art equipment for a while, and then listen, man, the dream come true because I was selling for my teacher in high school, my history teacher. It's kind of strange.
Yeah.
And I walking down the street one day, and I go, Mr. Martin, what? Mr. So-and-so, and he goes, call me Rich. I went, what? And he's raking his yard, and he was from Boston, and he was all into his stuff. He was a really great guy, but we used to jam out a lot of jams at his tunes. But Dire Straits came in the summertime. That's when it was like the mellow. That was a great summer, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
87.
I mean, you're probably cleaning up, dude. You're selling fucking 20 bags of dope and some nunchucks. Well,
it was good though. It was good. Red hair right in there. And I wouldn't smoke it during school because I did one time, and I almost, it was a nightmare in the morning. But afterwards, I do a little But then I started selling it, making a good profit. And next thing you know, man, it got out of hand. I went to his house, and he had everybody at each school, and he was like looking at me going, Pablo, you're talented, but he caught me cheating on a test, and he busted me right there. I was like, dude, we're partners. And he's like, no, gotta go to the office. So make a long story short, good bud, really good shit, good stuff. And it was bigger than usual. I didn't know how to weigh too well, so I'm like, whatever.
You just eyeballed it?
Yeah, I took 20% of each thing. Money, put it aside, and then
I was the only drugs that I ever dealt. I dealt pot for like a short period of time so I could get a free eighth. I probably did that for like 3 months, and then you sell the majority of it, and with the profit, I can keep an eighth.
Wait, are you telling me with your course it's that easy?
It's literally do you not want to pay for weed anymore? Here's what you do: find your next door neighbor's son and convince him to give you an ounce for free. And then you'll pay him back. And when you pay him back, make sure you keep a little bit of bud for yourself. You'll make no profit other than getting high.
That's right, Michael. And let me tell you something. It's that easy. Okay, with that, David, tell him more. You get the bud, you get the bag, and get what? You got a free joint too, and a dispensary down the street. Went to a dispensary down the street. It used to be an old apartment complex. Goes, come on, I go, dispensary. Come on. We go up the steps, and I swear to God, there's a St. Bernard shit. Looks like fucking Dairy Queen. I go, look, we follow the trail of shit. We go all the way up there, knock on the door, and I swear to God, there's a security guard like this, and his eyes are blazing. He was there, man. I went, look at he's high too. Medication. We go in there, and my friend still complains. I get a bag of weed, then they give you a joint for free. And look, he opens it up. And he goes, look, just sawdust in here. I went, what kind of dispensary is this? They got better and better, I guess. But watching them, they were doing the same pot deals they do on the street there. Would you like some purple haze, perhaps?
Yeah.
and I'm a doctor, and would you like this? And I said, I want my MTV. Then we go right back into the Dire Straits. Now we were talking about something about Adam was looking for some facts on it about something, right? And then
Adam, you have anything for us?
So there was 4 videos done for this album, which was a big track. So Far Away, Money for Nothing, Walk of Life, and Brother.
I knew it.
Walk of Life. Why did I not think about that? I think they blew so much money on that character generator stuff, whatever they had to put together with that computer stuff, graphics, that.
I don't think the other videos have as high tech of technology. Here, let me finish this. So this is released in 1985 and has been described as a pop rock album. It was recorded on the Caribbean island Montserrat. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Although some follow-up sessions were needed in a New York studio after a defective batch of tape affected all or parts of 3 tracks. And this was one of the first albums recorded on a Sony 24-track digital tape machine. Excuse me. I always get indigestion when I start reading stuff. 24-track digital tape machine due to singer and lead guitarist Mark Knopfler's constant desire to have better sound quality. It spent 9 weeks at the top spot on the Billboard 200 and was certified 9 times platinum in the US. And this is crazy. This is one of the most profitable records of all time. This sold more than 30 million copies worldwide.
With the single or the
full album. The full album. This is a big record, dude. It won the Grammy for Best Engineered Album, Non-Classical in 1986, but it lost Album of the Year to Phil Collins' No Jacket Required. Adam, pull up the track list for No Jacket Required for me, because I want to find out how that and all the other. I want to know who else was nominated too.
Yeah, because Phil Collins was on a roll back in there. He was coming out with hit after hit.
Yeah, he could do no wrong.
Yeah, but Dire Straits went from 85. Okay. All right.
Dude, this is a huge, Pablo, this is a huge record, dude.
I didn't know it sold 30 million. That's outrageous. That's insane.
30 million record. Now that's worldwide, but 9 times platinum in the United States means it sold at least 9 million copies. If I'm not mistaken, is that
platinum record go? I'm sorry.
Platinum, I think is I hope you gotta check all this shit too out, Adam. I think platinum means 1 million records sold, and so 9 times would be 9 million. The 20th anniversary edition also won in 2006 for Best Surround Sound Record. Brothers in Arms was the first album to sell 1 million copies in the CD format and to outsell its LP version. So that's a little background of
that's good
behind this.
All right,
Wait, I have Brothers in Arms on DVD, no CD somewhere.
What do you got, Adam?
I got 3 things ready for you here. So first of all, certifications, it's 500,000 for gold, 1 million for platinum, 2 million for multi-platinum, and 10 million for diamond. For this
Wait, 20 million you said for diamond?
10 million.
No, 10 million. So this was 1 million short of diamond.
Okay, is this the first year, or are we talking like? Wait.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably. Well, look, keep this in mind, man. Keep this in mind that this is before streaming. This is before really singles really got even bigger and bigger, if I'm not mistaken. So you had to buy the record, and if you're going to buy this album for money for nothing, you're going to also want to get the other tracks on it, because they started coming out. There's like 5 singles on this.
Wow, I did not. You know, you had to buy the album or a cassette. Either that's it. Then the CD came out. Yeah,
later. All right, Adam, what else you got?
So we got Album of the Year. We lost to No Jacket Required by Phil Collins. We'll go through that in a second. The other albums that were nominated were Whitney Houston's self-titled album.
Wow.
Sting's The Dream of the Blue Turtles.
Okay, that's okay. Okay, go, yeah.
And that just sounds terrible.
And then the last one was USA for Africa, We Are the World.
Oh, all right. So it opens with So Far Away. I did know this one. This was the lead single from the record. Let's see. It reached number 3 on the Hot Adult Contemporary charts. Hot Adult. Peaking at number 19 on the Billboard 100. This was the band's 3rd straight top 20 hit off the record in the States. And Mark Knopfler told the BBC, So Far Away is something I would want to apply to anybody. Quite apart from anything else, we are now a world of travelers and air travelers. Families are split up in different parts all over the place, and it has relevance. He also added, It was about conducting a relationship over a telephone, which is a joke. It can't really be done over a long period of time because you both get exhausted with it. This was the basic idea. I like this song a lot, man. This one is I mean, definitely the jam. But I mean, Money for Nothing. Like we mentioned the Sting thing. So, and you also mentioned, because this is the thing about Money for Nothing that like blew me away was I was listening to it and I do the listen with my headphones on.
That's what I do too. That's what I was going to mention. Go ahead.
Yeah. And then you hear him drop the F-bomb. And I am like, have I just been missing that?
Yeah. They did edit that out, didn't they?
No.
In MTV?
Dude, what got me talking about the Comedy Cellar, I was talking about the podcast and I said to the guys, I go, do you guys realize that in Money for Nothing, they say the F word like 4 times? And they were like, oh yeah. And they don't cut it out. Like it's still, I don't know about now in 2021, but definitely in 85 up until probably only a few years ago.
Then
Dude, because I would have noticed if it suddenly went dark. This is a song that comes on. Here, first of all, we got to talk about it before we get back to the F-bomb. Just play the intro, the guitar riff to this, because this is one of the dopest guitar riffs. Just build up. Kill it. That's it. I don't even hear.
Badass intro jam, isn't it?
Badass. So the reason the guitar is so dope is because Knopfler modeled his guitar sound for this song on ZZ Top guitarist Billy Gibbons, who was a past guest of this podcast.
Really?
That literally, oh yeah, dude, this literally sounds exactly. He came on to talk Eliminator. This literally sounds exactly like something off of that record. And Gibbons told Timothy White, a musician, in late 1985 that Knopfler had solicited Gibbons' help in replicating the tone, adding he didn't do a half bad job either, considering that I never told him a goddamn thing. That sounds like something that Billy would say.
So basically, those guys, I know Billy Gibbons has their own sound, just like Joe Satriani does, and so does Eddie Van Halen. They all got their own sound. So that sound, that Eliminator, what Billy Gibbons kind of like, is that legal to do? No, they're buddies. They can do what they want to do.
You do what they want to do. I mean, you can't listen. You can take a sound. It's not like you took a goddamn riff. He took a sound, and it works perfectly for this song. I mean, that is arguably one of the most iconic opening guitar riffs. And then you go put it with the video and the dude floating into the screen. And then you suddenly see the band and they're all wearing neon shit. Like they work at an Outback Steakhouse in 1994. Like it's the same colors. The same colors as the Outback Steakhouse outfit I used to have to wear when I was busboy and employee of the month.
Look at that busboy. That's the way you do it.
You pick the dishes up and pre-bust the table. You bring the bread. That's the way you do it. Blooming onions and the sauce is free.
Stick back. Yeah, take it in a bag home. This ain't no fucking
so to really we have to talk about the reason that they say this F word. They say this word. It's because Knopfler wrote this about the perspective of the song. Just so everybody knows, if you're listening to this and you never caught that word, this is what Knopfler said about the track. He said the lead character in Money for Nothing is a guy who works in a hardware department in a television, custom kitchen, refrigerator, microwave, appliance store. He's singing the song. I wrote the song when I was actually in the store. Yeah. I borrowed a bit of paper and started to write the song down in the store. I wanted to use a lot of the language that the real guy actually used when I heard him because it was more real. Dude, we have to boycott this store.
No,
we have to. Yes, we do. We have to boycott. Can you find out what the store was, Adam? Because was it a Best Buy?
Big time. I think I know what it was. Hold on.
Dude, if you went into a Best Buy,
no, not the Best Buy.
And the guys like they're like, yeah, so this is the new UHD 8K television, and they got a music video on. He goes, look at that F word. Look at that
microwave.
Look at that
Microwave.
You know, he's got his earring.
Right?
Yeah, he's got his earring. You'd be like, excuse me, I just wanted to buy a mount for my LG, and they're just like, this fucking blah, blah, blah. And they're just, I mean, it is. But this is like a different time, dude.
Yes, it was. But I totally understand what he said because I went to those. Yeah, that's so funny.
For sure. But this is like, dude, you cannot say that word now. You just can't. And you can't do it in a song that's going to be a #1 hit. Dude, I mean, the fact that like Eminem got away with it in the early 2000s, like that was different times, man. But dude, think about 1985. Like, I just want to talk about 1985 for a second because, you know, one of the movies that came out in 1984 is the movie Revenge of the Nerds, right? And I love that movie. Yeah, I remember. Was it really filmed in Tucson?
Filmed in Tucson.
Revenge of the Nerds was one of the most popular movies of 1984. Huge. And in it, if you guys remember, they sexually like harass and assault like a whole sorority's worth of girls. They steal their panties. They videotape them while they're showering. Then the lead character it's rape. I mean, he puts on the helmet that her boyfriend was wearing, and then he fools her into having sex with him, thinking that it's her boyfriend. I mean, that's rape. And we loved that movie, and we loved it. So, what was going down in the 80s, man?
How many people put the helmet on in real life?
You know, I mean, listen. It just shows you just how like. Listen, I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that scene was in there. Where they say?
Oh yeah, dude. Rewatch it. It's like, haha, you just had sex with me and I wasn't the person that you said you thought you were having sex with. It's crazy, dude. It's just different times.
You like that? Yeah, David. I was like, no, it's Harvey. How you doing? Boink.
Different times. Let me see if I found some stuff about the controversy behind this. So the lyrics have been criticized for being homophobic, and in a 1985 interview in Rolling Stone magazine, Knopfler expressed mixed feelings on the controversy. He said, I got an objection from the editor of a gay newspaper in London. He actually said it was below the belt. Apart from the fact that there are stupid gay people as well as stupid other people, it suggests that maybe you can't let it have so many meanings. You have to be direct. In fact, I'm still in two minds as to whether it's a good idea to write songs that aren't in the first person, to take on the other characters. The singer in Money for Nothing is a real ignoramus, hard hat mentality. Somebody who sees everything in financial terms. I mean, this guy has a grudging respect for rock stars. He sees it in terms of, well, that's not working, yet the guy's rich. That's a good scam. He isn't sneering. In January 2011, the Canadian Broadcast Standards Council ruled that the unedited version of the song was unacceptable for airplay on private Canadian radio stations, as it breached the Canadian Association of Broadcasters Code of Ethics and their equitable portrayal code. The CBSC concluded that, like other racially driven words in the English language, the F word is one of them. Even if it entirely or marginally acceptable in earlier days, it is no longer so. But a lot of radio stations did not abide to this, at least two stations, and they played the unedited version repeatedly for an hour out of protest. Wow.
Interesting. You know, is there more to it too?
I mean, there is, but it's all basically saying the same stuff.
Okay, now a friend of mine, Ashley Thiessen, he's a comedian that I toured with, and he's a guy from Haiti, and I would jam out some of my tunes. I was like 15 years older than him, right? And he goes, "Have you seen this video yet?" I go, "The song of the computer guy." He goes, "Listen to these faggots. That's the way they do." He starts laughing, going, "These guys are putting down rock stars." Then I go, "Yeah." Then he's talking about how much money he got. And all kind of things. It was so funny watching that generation of him, and Billy Idol I think he had Flesh for Fantasy somewhere in that area, right? And it's so funny watching the videos, because he never saw the videos of the Dire Straits. And he goes, "Who are these guys?" I go, "Oh, dude, check it." But he would watch that. He goes, "These guys playing on the drum like a chimpanzee." That ain't working. That is so hilarious, because I had no idea at the time that he was putting down I see the videos and I was going, okay, what do you mean by working? Back then, I did my thing, but I now realize I was going, oh, these guys are, they're going, look at these guys, and they're taking all we got to be doing that. This guy's singing about what?
the video's great. It's just so funny that they're playing that video. It's getting so much airplay in 1985, and it's just like, you're an F word, F word, you're an F word.
You suck ding dong and whatever kind of thing. Well, that kind of like, I was thinking, wow, faggot. That is kind of a heavy hit, too.
Very, 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 very big.
Look at these faggots.
Yeah, man. It's like people use words. Yeah, people you use words that it's just you've been saying them your whole life, and then it's suddenly like, oh no, we can't say it. But it's like, no, I never meant it like that. But it doesn't make a difference. It's just
the
like
guy who
society.
wrote that. Okay, yeah.
For sure. All right, let's move on to let's talk about Walk of Life, because there's only a few tracks on this album I really want to talk about. Walk of Life, we have to mention. This track peaked at number 7 on the US charts, tied for the biggest commercial hit in the UK, peaking at number 2. The song was nearly excluded from the record when the co-producer Neil Dorfman voted against its inclusion, but the rest of the band outvoted him. Pretty interesting. Interesting. Yeah. Mark Knopfler wrote this song to celebrate the street buskers of London, hence the references to Bebopalula and What I Say, 2 standards that might be part of a singer's repertoire in the mid-'80s. Right. For the music video, because we got to talk about music videos, it was U.S. sports bloopers mixed with live performance footage. Pull up the video for this while we move on. Knopfler didn't want any shots of him in front of the side to avoid full effect of his nose. Oh, he must have a fucking honker.
Well, who that guy?
Yeah, dude. He must have a biggie. He must have a huge nose. If that's like, he must have like a nose like. I mean, that's we got to see the video to make sure. Yeah, Walk of Life is great. So far, you've got your 3 biggest songs on here: So Far Away, Money for Nothing, and Walk of Life to open it. Do you have any thoughts on Walk of Life? Do you want to hear it, or is there anything?
Yeah, absolutely. The thing is that look, I was very, very heavy metalish, right? I would dab into these Dire Straits guys. What the first songs they came out with? I didn't know they did that. The Satans of what's it called?
Sultans of Swing.
Thank you. And that song, and it was I listened to that song now, I go, man, those guys were on it back then. I mean, I was like 4th grade, and those guys were they knew how to write music, and they know how to express themselves really well. Great musicians. And then to come out in the MTV generation going, you got to do it. Who knows? The Stones probably said, you got to make videos, mate, because you know what? This era, man, the kids are buying it. And guess what? They bought it. Those guys sold albums more. They had probably money already set for them. And the Stones did it with, Start Me Up and Pat Benatar. They're already making money back then. And when that video era came out, boom, so
yeah,
they did a smart way of engineering that stuff, put a lot of money in that video, and look what happened. Bam.
Yeah. Dude, Adam, you got the music video? Let's see it.
My uncle used to be on a boat and played this when he took me out on a boat one time before I went to college. Okay, the bat. Okay, got it.
All right, cut it. Go a little bit deeper into it. Let's see.
Oh, I didn't know it was like this. Is actually whoa. I forgot. Can you not?
God, dude.
Oh wait, this is great.
People look so weird in the 80s. Oh, there you go.
Oh, good save. Oh, wait.
All right, that's enough.
Oh, this is awesome. It is addicting, though, to watch, right?
Oh, yeah.
Adam, what do you think?
I mean, everybody loves a good sports blooper. I mean, who doesn't?
Everybody loves, everyone loves a fucking whatever, good save and good hikes and fumbles and shit. It's a good idea. I think we should
Song's way better than the music video, though. All right, your latest trick. That's a good song. I want to talk about before we get, because this whole second half, man, is just the last song on the first side of the record is "Why Worry." This song is about Knopfler comforting. Let me take it again. This song is about Knopfler comforting a loved one in poetic terms. But baby, just this world seems mean and cold. Our loves comes shining red and gold, and all the rest is by the way. So this runs 8 minutes and 31 seconds.
Wait,
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, it's a long fucking song. And the Everly Brothers released its. Let me take that again. The Everly Brothers released this on their 1985 album Born Yesterday. All right, so now the records this side, first side's over. Do you have anything you want to say?
Yeah, can you give me a dab of what it sounds? We just heard it, but can you? Is this a long version or 12-inch version? Yo, continue. What you got to do? Yeah.
Do you have? Do you want to play a little bit of Why Worry? Because I fucked up, and this wasn't the song I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about
okay, cut it. Yeah,
I wanted to talk about Ride Across the River. So Peter, cut it. You can cut it.
Yes, I'm bored. Okay.
Peter, when you just cut out everything I just said about Why Worry when you're editing this, because I want to jump into Ride Across the River. All right, so let me pick it up from here. All right, so you have the three biggest hits, first half of the record, and the album opens with Ride Across the River for side 2. This might be one of my favorite songs on the record. This is what's funny. This is the second song from Dire Straits' Brother in Arms album to appear in Miami Vice. And after I found that out and re-listened to this song, I realized this is the perfect song for a Miami Vice episode. It's played 27 seconds in. You can just see it. You can just see it. Bring the music down a little bit. Don't stop playing it. Just bring the music down. You can just see Crockett and Tubbs overlooking a cocaine bust hall with this playing in the background. Like, man.
Yeah, man, we got him this time. They're after us. Boink.
That Miami night. Hot.
Yeah. I can feel it. And then that song.
Yeah.
You can put Walk of Life on that. Fucking, hey, man, we got to wait.
You can't.
We got to walk off life.
Yeah, it can't be. You can't end an episode with Walk of Life. You can't.
Hey, man, we did it, man. Come on. Go in. Man.
Love the pan flute in it. Anytime you use pan flute, this is a concept of Latin American guerrilla wars in Honduras and Nicaragua in the mid 80s. Great song. And then the rest of the album, in my opinion, kind of falls apart until we get to the final track, which is Brother in Arms. The title track on the record, this song was inspired by the Falklands War, which was going on when Dire Straits lead singer Mark Knopfler wrote the song. Knopfler sings about a soldier who is dying on the battlefield surrounded by his comrades who remain by his side as he slips away. It's a look at the folly of war and the plight of those who fight them. The title is something Knopfler's dad said in discussing the Falklands War. He described the Russians and Argentinians as brothers in arms, meaning they had similar ideologies. And that phrase ended up being used for the title of this record. Something I found to be really cool, Pablo, that I didn't even realize is Adam told me that Metallica covered this in 2007 at Neil Young's Bridge School benefit concert. Do you want to play it for us, Ad?
You want me to skip ahead a little bit to the lyrics?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, get to it.
But my home is in the lowlands and always will be. Someday you'll return to.
Yeah, dude. I mean, it's a great song, man. This is a really great song.
Great.
I mean, the fact that Metallica can cover it and basically turn it into one of their songs, I mean, it's a great song. Yeah, it's perfect way to end the album. Yeah, man. I mean, it's not my favorite album I've done on this, but those first three songs and this one, I mean, yeah, dude, they're iconic.
Well, dude, that's great that you even, you look, it's like taking a needle and putting it in a basketball. You went deeper into that. That's what I like about this. Now I'm thinking to myself, going, you know what? Yes, I was listening to this music, but then, I get your thing going. What songs it can be? Dire Straits. All right, let's go there. And it's like, I re-listened to the riffs from back then. I go, these guys. What's fantastic about it is that you look back and you go, man, these guys were already. When I was born, I'm thinking, you guys get in 69 positions. You guys like have sex. Old guy at 7-Eleven making Slurpees goes, oh, dude, all the time, right? And then I listen to these guys now. And I go, holy shit, these guys or basically, you know, when the youth grows up and they start realizing, holy smoke, you know, like right now, the girl that works for me, you know, and we call her, you know, my squeeze in a lot of sense, is that her daughter just moved out of here. She is 20 years old, and she goes, "What's my favorite song?" Right? And she goes, "The guys from Pink Floyd. Well, we don't teach or leave those kids alone, right?" I go, "I heard that in 5th grade." Then she goes into right, "So Far Away from Me." She doesn't know the name of the song, right? But it's recorded in digital. So nowadays, my parents were in black and white. Now today's parents are in color. So I go, "Do you realize what you're seeing here? You're hearing. I was listening to that song when I was your age 5 years ago, basically. I was jamming to that, doing bongs, you know, without the tobacco, whatever crap they use now." I said, "That was the shit. That was the stuff, you know." And she's like, "Really?" I go, "Yeah, you're listening to our music right now. A lot of these, you know, kids back in the day, right?
Yeah.
Who are awesome, to tell you the truth. But yeah, they're jamming out to our tunes, and that's a great tune. I mean, that's a great summer.
It's listen. Like I said, first 3 are dope. Last track is dope. A lot of filler on this album. A lot of filler, but the shit that's killer is killer. All right, let's do some random facts and get out of here. Okay. They were Princess Diana's favorite rock group, which made me laugh so much.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Like she went to go see him live a couple times. Can you just imagine her? It's like, you know,
"I'm Princess Diana. You want to have sex with me?" No.
Play Brother in Arms. Play it.
She's a hottie though.
I hope they play Brother in Arms.
I hope they play Brothers in Arms. Right? You know, they probably picked her out of the audience. "Come here, you." Put her back there.
Can we get her backstage? Hello, Diana. Nice to see you.
"Who's this girl back here?" Oh, you. Yeah, she's. You know, Princess Diana stands out.
Who's this dull boy that you're with? Oh, he's like, "I'm Prince Charles." They took the name Dire.
Hello.
They
You
took
like
the
my
name.
music?
They took the name Dire Straits because it represented their financial condition in the early days. Man,
Dire Straits. Wait, does that mean Dire Straits? I don't know what that means. Dire means okay. What is that? What is the definition? Is that a noun, pronoun? Who gives a shit right on that? But Dire Straits mean that the word struggling. Is that what it means?
Yeah, it means you're up Shit's Creek, basically.
Dude, man, I'm on Dire Straits, man.
Yeah, dude.
I use her down the street, man. She charged me full price. Dire Straits. But
so this was among 10 albums nominated for Best British Album of the last 30 years in 2010 by the Brit Awards, but they lost to Oasis. What's the Story? Morning Glory. That's
Oasis.
Yeah, dude.
Really?
Once again, Oasis, dude. Oasis is loved by the British people. They are, loved by Brits. Them, the Stone Roses, and the Beatles, and Arctic Monkeys now are just
Arctic
like British
Monkeys.
people.
Oh yeah. Okay, Arctic. Let's give them a round of applause. No.
Nice. And this album dropped down to 418 on the 2020 list. It's the band's only appearance on either list. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna say this. The Arctic Monkeys. I gotta tell you, this guy came over my house, right? And he was playing their music, and every song was not too. It was good. It was really good quality stuff, I would have to say. So yes, to put them against the Dire Straits, or it's kind of like, okay, that's a compliment, I guess, right? The Dire Straits, American.
I think so.
I think so too. So yeah, it's a good. To go against Oasis, these quality bands and to bring it the Dire. Yeah.
I mean, here's the deal: the fact that you're being mentioned in a list of the 10 best albums. Let me see if let me get this. Let me take this whole thing again.
Really?
So let me take this again. Hold on. The fact that this was among 10 albums nominated for Best British Album of the last 30 years. I mean, you know how many records come out in between that time? Like thousands. So this is an important record. I mean,
absolutely.
It's a very important record. I think it has to do a lot with the music video. I think the fact that, that was such a big hit for them. And the 3 songs, like I said, that are on here, they're incredible. So yeah, man.
That is absolutely, you know what? You did your research right, because I didn't know that. Now I'm like, you know what? Yeah. When you're going up against they bring out that album from Dire Straits. That's wow. I didn't know that. So, hey, there you go, man. You got That's fantastic. I didn't know that. I had no idea.
Let's see if I got one more fact that we can do. So despite the album entering the UK charts at #1 and it spent 228 weeks charting, initially this album got some negative and mixed reviews in the UK music press. But in hindsight, it has gotten its due love and appreciation. British music journalist Robert Sandel wrote, looked at now with 2020 vision of hindsight, the image on the sleeve of Brothers in Arms seems uncannily prophetic. That steel guitar heading up into the clouds, a shiny 6-string rocket devoid of any obvious means of propulsion. Better than any other words can. What happened to Dire Straits after the release of their 5th studio record? Up till the summer of 1985, success had for them come as a byproduct of the music making process. Hold on. You know what? Peter, just drop this whole thing because it's just so long. I see it's like, it's good. It's good, Adam, but it's just too much. So cut this part out right here. Hold on. Let's just pick it up from Peter. So pick this up from here. Sorry about all the edits. I'm just talking to my editor, Pablo.
No, I totally get it. Yeah.
All right.
All
right. So
my editor. Okay.
All right. All right. Let's do some rapid questions and get you out of here. Okay. Favorite song on the record?
Oh, So Far Away. I would say that. Right. Depends what mode. This is a mood kind of album. So look. Did you know Till? Okay, listen. This is what I like about it. Look, when you're on a boat with Uncle Juan, getting ready to go to the University of USIU and film school, he plays Walk of Life and So Far Away from Me on the boat, right? Because by now financial aid's going down shit with me at the time. So he plays that. Then I sit with my headphones on, my Sonys. I bought at the Price Club.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing you did. You hear all the great engineering perfectly, and it stands up today's music up absolutely. And it'll grab today's youth like that. So yes.
Yeah. All right. Least favorite song on this record?
I would have to say, okay, the one you played. To tell you the truth, man, was it So Far Away from Me? Was first? Which song was first? It was
So Far Away, then Money for Nothing.
Those two songs. I didn't. So after that, I didn't get past that. My disrespect. Okay. You're right. I didn't get past that because I was like going. That's all I needed, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. All right. You know? What song on this record would you fuck to?
What? Sheesh. You know what? Sheesh. I would say that's no, man. That would be like I would say the appetizer, I guess, to that in this bueno town. Wait. You're so far away from me, goop. It's over. That's me. I don't last that long back then. But
I get it.
Yeah, you got it. So, okay, is that them calling up? Just let them.
All good. All right, dude. This was great, brother. I appreciate your time, man. Thank you so much. Is there anything you want to promote?
I'm gonna be up. Check me out. I'm gonna be we're setting our dates here. We're gonna be in Washington D.C. right near your town. And I want to say hi to Chris Mazzilli out there. Saw your Corvette show, awesome, up at Gotham, and of course the Cellar, way to go, taking it down to Las Vegas. Dustin Wybara, my friend, just played the Cellar,
nice,
all this week, and and you, my friend, thanks for fucking having me on your show.
Oh, my pleasure, brother.
Right to you guys, and we'll rock and roll.